Hello, everyone. We're late. Better late than never, innit? Yeah, we're here just to have a little chat. I'm joined by Matt as usual to have a little chat about the not breaking team news. It came out about half an hour ago, but team news. Team news is, if you haven't seen it yet, is Keller in goal, Alexander Arnold right back, Reece Williams, Fabinho, Simicast, Clarkson, Keita, Minamino, Jota, Origi, Salah. And immediate thoughts on that, Matt? Are you happy with that lineup?
Yeah, surprised about Salah, surprised about Clarkson. Glad Keita's in. Means that hopefully he's in contention for the weekend. Glad Trent's in. Means he probably starts at the weekend, getting in minutes. Good to see Kelleher back in goal. We're keeping his place at least. Kind of expected, really. Not really much more to say about that. Maybe we see Kopite in the second half, but yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. We've got the group sort of sewed up, haven't we? So.
And obviously the one that stands out there is Leighton Clarkson. Like, what a moment this is for him, like starting in midfield. I don't know how they're gonna. Is it a 4-3-3 or a 4-2? It's 4-2-3-1, is it? I don't know. It could be anything there. But I'm just looking at it. I'm on live score, and they've got it as Clarkson and Keita in a 2. Jota ahead of them, Origi left, Minamino, false 9, and Salah on the right.
I'm on Forza and they've got it as 4-3-3.
Yeah, I think it might be Naby sitting, Clarkson and Minamino on the sides, and then Origi, Jota, and Salah. Do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I think Origi's most likely to play on the wing, and I think Salah will go central. I don't know why I think that, but I think Origi always drifts to the wing, even though Salah's more naturally a winger. I mean, I hope he scores. I don't think he's going to score. I think Jota will score because he's bang on form. I'm hoping Taki gets a goal or two, but
yeah.
With the formation, like, you're not going to figure it out until we see it, and guarantee whatever formation we start with, that's not how we're going to end up 10 minutes into the game. It's going to be madness. Any of those four of Jota, Origi, Salah, and Minamino could just move about anywhere. So if we don't know where they're going to play, then I don't think Midtjylland are going to know where they're going to play.
Well, Dan's just threw in a good comment there. 4-2-2-2. Salah up front with Origi. So, and it could be that as well. Like,
yeah,
so many options. But it's nice. It's nice to see. Obviously, Keller. This is third game in a row for him, isn't it? That's good that he's getting that repetition of playing first team games. Obviously, his first debuts, weren't they? And now this one is just must feel like a bit of an anticlimax compared to them, but it's still, he'll be made up to start again. Obviously, seeing Trent start, and that's huge because obviously came on last game and provided that unbelievable assist, which we need to see more of tonight. But great to see him. Simicast as well. It's nice to see. Obviously, Robbo's
needs minutes,
yeah, needs the minutes in the legs, and then obviously Reece Williams as well. So there's loads of exciting appearances there that I'm actually looking forward to this game. Like I weren't yesterday, but now that I was this morning, I was thinking I can't wait for tonight. Well, now I've seen the lineup, I'm even more so because I can't wait to see Clarkson, because I know I've seen bits of him, not seen too much of him. Obviously, seen him for the youth team and stuff, but it's a different ball game, isn't it? Coming up against a Champions League team. I know they're not amazing, Midtjylland, but they proved that in the last game that they're no pushover. Midtjylland, that's what they call that. I've had it confirmed.
But yeah, looking at in terms of Clarkson, like, this is perfect for him because not only is it a Champions League debut, but it's sort of a no pressure Champions League debut, which is really rare. Like, when else are you going to have a situation where you can run out as a kid for Liverpool in the Champions League and it not matter if you bottle it to some extent? Like, obviously he's going to want to do well for himself, but the fact that Liverpool don't need to win this game, the fact that we can lose, means that there's going to be less pressure on him if he makes a mistake or whatever. So he has sort of got the chance to just take it at his pace, and he can grow into the game. But looking at the bench, right, Champions League, you're allowed 5 subs. Who do you reckon gets game time today?
I reckon Kopite does. I reckon Kane does. I reckon Curtis Jones does as well.
Yep.
And I think that might be it. Maybe maybe Necho Williams as well. I think I said maybe it might be a good option to give Trent a half and Necho a half, just to give Trent a bit, not too much, and then obviously Necho, he's played a few in a row as well, so he'll be. I don't know if he'll be disappointed he's not starting, but he'll be. Obviously, as a team, we're happy Trent's back, but he's proved now in the last couple of games anyway, he's getting slowly better in that role, and if he can continue in that rich vein of form, which he not rich vein of form, but you know what I mean, like he's looking a lot better than he was originally in the first couple of games. So if you give Trent a half, give him a half. I don't imagine we'll change the keeper. That'll be a bit stupid. But
two keepers on the bench. There's Adrian and then there's Yaros. So I mean, it's probably just to fill up the bench, but you never know.
No, but I'd be surprised if they change. Yeah, I think definitely Jones, definitely Kane, and then I think Williams and Kopite as well. So there's 4. I don't know if we'll use all 5. Maybe if we need them, bring on Sadio, get him a goal.
Well, there's certain players that I don't want to see tonight. So I don't want to see Robbo. I don't want to see Matip. No Genie. I don't want to see Endo.
No.
If Bowie gets some minutes, fine. He's looking sharp. If Sadio gets some minutes, fine. But ideally, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes top. But those 4 that I've just mentioned, I don't want them anywhere near the pitch tonight. And I know it's maybe living in fear or whatever, but Genie's played a lot of minutes. Robbo's played a lot of minutes. Matip is just walking glass. Hopefully we can keep him fit. And Henderson's just super important for this team in midfield. So don't risk it in my eyes, at least. Even if we're losing, like we're qualified, we're first. Like I know Liverpool want to win, but if we're losing, there's no need to risk it, is there?
Well, that's why it was so vitally important. We won that last game and got over the line, because that made this game what we all wanted to be. Like we can give like our debut to Clarkson, we can get Trent back in and get him some minutes without the pressure of having him the pressure on his shoulders to create stuff. And that obviously he puts that pressure on himself anyway. But we don't need to win this game, so it's great, and especially like Tsimikas, Reece Williams. There's a few there I'm excited to see, including Taki Minamino as well, because there's a lot of doubt been placed on his shoulders recently from a few fans that aren't sure he's up to standards. And I know we've touched on it yesterday on the little preview pod, but I'm happy that he's starting. I hope he gets a goal. I hope he has a good game at least, because I think he's good enough for the team. Not as a starter, but as a squad player. I just think he needs that confidence, doesn't he, to work his way into a role, and I think he's always a good option to have, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean he is. I think his issue is, I think Jay touched on it yesterday. His issue is that where's he going to play? I don't think Klopp knows where he's going to play anymore. And I think a lot of that's down to Jota coming in, because Jota's come in and literally hit the ground running. And we all thought that when we signed Taki, well, this is Bobby's replacement. But now Jota's so adept playing across any of the front 3. You got Harvey Elliott out on loan, that when he does come back, you expect him to be that replacement for Salah. You still got Shaq banging about. We've still got Origi. And if it's right, if it's 4-3-3 and he's playing in midfield, then maybe we are seeing Taki being pushed back into midfield, where we are maybe a little bit thinner at the moment, especially with the injury. So this could be his chance just to be like, all right, here I can do this whilst we're thin. Just like the same with Ox now in training. This could be Ox's chance to be like, look, this is what I can do when he finally comes back in. So, I mean, it's another chance. Hopefully he grabs it with both hands. And because, I think he was great when he played against us. He's had flashes of that. He scored the goal in the Community Shield. It's just he has to start building on the minutes that he gets, and hopefully tonight's one of those.
Yeah, because I think obviously we signed him he played loads of games for us. Was it Salzburg? I'm going with it. Yeah, it was Salzburg. Yeah. So it's just getting used to these players who have been playing every week for the club, and then they get signed by a bigger club, and they're having to adapt to not playing every week. And I think it's a bit more difficult for some people than it is for others to acclimatise to that. So it's just
a different system as well. Like, he played the Bobby role per se at Salzburg, right? He played in behind the striker, but his role was to feed Haaland, which is the main focal point. Whereas in Liverpool, there's no one ahead of him in the typical sense. They're wide. It's not the big target which Haaland is. It's Salah and Mane, and although they're not easy to bully. They're a lot easier to bully than Haaland per se. So he's still got to figure it out. He's the guy that has to, because Bobby initiates the press. The stuff he has to do at Liverpool, he didn't have to do at Salzburg. So it's not as simple a transition as many thought. Yes, I know we're a year in, but it's a year in, and a lot's happened in this year. A lot's changed. So I still think he'll come good. It would just be nice if he starts coming good now.
Yeah, and I think it's like if he plays, say we do play a 2 and then he's at the tip of a 3, for example, I think that would maybe suit him a bit more, because I think when he's left, he does drift out there naturally, but I think when he's in the centre, he has got that low centre of gravity, hasn't he, in terms of like first touch bang and then turning, sharp feet, getting it out to the wing. So I think this might be a good night for him, I'm hoping so anyway. And Dan's just put a comment in there. So he's saying Henderson will come on for Clarkson, Neco on for Trent, Kopite on for Fabinho, Kane for Keita, and Jones for Salah. I think we just agreed pretty much with all of them, didn't we? Apart from bringing Hendo on, which I'm not. Yeah, that's the only one I'm not sold on. And maybe if we, that's the thing. I was going to say if we need to, but we don't really need to. Maybe like a 10-minute, maybe the last 10 minutes, maybe just if Clarkson's a bit goosed because it's his first game and he doesn't want to absolutely burn out. But
the 4 of Neco, Kopite, Kane, and Jones are the obvious ones. I think it's the 5th one, and we've seen with Klopp before that he doesn't make all his subs just to do it. Like we've had Premier League games where he's made 1 sub. We've had Champions League games where he's made 2. So just because he has 5 doesn't mean he's going to make the 5. And if Henderson is the 5th sub, I think I'd rather he didn't make it.
Yeah, I think I agree on that one, lad. And we've got another comment here from Alex Hickson. I'm sort of shocked Fab and Salah are playing. Don't see the point in that risk, but I'm very happy seeing Taki in, which is what we just said. Yeah, Fabinho, were you surprised by?
No, I think I said yesterday that I think it would be Fabi and Williams, just because I don't think Matip's wouldn't start, because Klopp said a couple of weeks ago about managing his minutes, and Fab is a lot less injury prone, and I couldn't see Klopp starting with 2 teenagers at the back. At the heart of defence, at least in Kopite and Williams, because although Williams has played substantially for us in the Champions League, he's still very inexperienced. Especially if you line him up next to someone who hasn't played Champions League football yet, it is a centre back pairing that looks like it could be got at to some extent. Especially considering that Alisson's not behind them. Yeah, Keller has played great, but he's not the vocal presence that is Alisson. So I can understand the senior player starting in Fab. With Salah, Shaq's injured, so it was going to be either Salah, Bobby, or Mane. There's just no one else on the bench that can play in that position, is there?
Yeah, I think I've got my prediction yesterday. I had Jota, Origi, Minamino as a 3, Jones, Hendo, and Keita in a midfield 3. So yeah, I understand. Like he needs to, if he's playing these youngsters, they need a vein of first team players in their like experience. Like obviously that's why we're seeing Fabinho starting obviously alongside Reece Williams, which is he's not gonna put maybe 2 youngsters like a Kopite and Reece Williams centre back pair, and I think I predicted that. And when actually in hindsight, when I look back at it now, it maybe isn't fair on either of them, because obviously they're both under 20, and if
you don't want to send them to the Wolves. You don't want to just be like, okay, here's a Champions League debut for the sake of making a Champions League debut. Now go get smashed. Like that's not what you want.
Yeah. No.
But I think Kopite will come on, but depending how the game's going, depending if he comes on for Fab or for Williams, I can see Fab playing the full 90.
Yeah.
I think if we're two goals up, maybe Kopite comes on and partners Williams. But if it's tight, then I could see Kopite coming on for Williams instead.
That's weird. There's so many narratives, isn't it? Because like if you look at Fabinho's playing centre back and he's so good there, but this is another game where he gets to play there again in a game just to get that not confidence, but you know what I mean, like getting used to positionally being centre half. Now he's so good at it and he's proved how good he is, but it's just another bit of Champions League experience playing in that role, getting used to the fellas beside him, getting used to where he is on the pitch. And I know positionally he's absolutely top class anyway, so it'll just, even if it's just 1% goes towards his progression as being the best he can in this position, it's worth it, isn't it? Because he's he's unbelievable. And for being, I can't believe how good he's done in that, because I think it wasn't he played a couple of games there. I think it was Bayern Munich, wasn't it? And then he played against Chelsea, and I was really worried coming up against Timo Werner, because I thought pace-wise he might struggle because he's not the fastest, but positionally and them long legs, he's just amazing, isn't he? How he just manages to nick the ball away at the right moments all the time.
Yeah, he's was Nick Klopp called him a Hoover or something last season. He's just what he lacks in pace, he makes up for in positional ability. So he just reads the game very well. Mane played on the right before Salah arrived. Very true. But the point I was making about Salah starting is that it was either going to be Salah, Mane, or Bobby. So one of them was going to have to start. I'm not surprised at Salah, just because he's had more of the rest of the front three, just because of his whole little COVID incident. But yeah, I think one of them had to start, and you know what? I'm all right with it being Salah, because I think I'd rather we have the threat of being able to cut in from both wings. Whereas if it was Mane, then you sort of lose that a little bit. Not that Mane's not dangerous, but Mane cutting in on the right, off the left, is a lot more dangerous than Mane cutting in off the right.
Yeah, agreed, lad. But yeah, we'll leave it there for now, because we've just got 16 minutes out of that. Bloody hell, how do we do that? But we'll be back after the game, which is what I'm proper confused by these kickoff times. So
it's half an hour.
7:45.
Oh, 5 minutes after full time, we'll be here.
Yeah, I think it's about 7:45. Around, but we said 5:20 today, and here we are, like about 5 o'clock.
Well, you're going to give a prediction?
Prediction will be, I'm going to go for 2-1 to the Reds. What about you?
I'm going to stick with my 2-2. I'm not going to change it this time.
Didn't you, I'm just trying to remember, for the Wolves game, didn't you predict like a 3-0 loss for Liverpool?
No, I said I thought it was going to be a 2-1 loss, and I switched it to a 2-1 win. And I was still.
let you off then. Let you off.
My granddad said 4-0 though, but there's no merit there, because he always says 4-0, so he's bound to get one right every now and again.
Yeah, it's going to happen eventually.
We'll be back after full time.
Yeah, see you in a bit.